it actually broke in two twice. To be honest, it's one of the worst yarns I've ever used, and I'm just gonna see how it goes. I honestly have no idea. Can we just admire the floats? Hello everyone. Today I am doing something very exciting. I'm starting my first ever colourwork project, and I'm going to be doing the Haze Sweater by the Knit Pearl Girl. The yarn that I've chosen, and I totally got sucked into some Instagram ads for this yarn, that is Happy Sheep, 100% wool, and I got this from the Hobby website. They said that this yarn was being discontinued, so it was on quite a big discount, so I got a whole sweater quantity for pretty cheap, about £30, and for 100% wool I think that is pretty good going. The colours that I've chosen are, the main colour is going to be this kind of oatmeal-y, I thought it was more of a white, but it is a bit more like oatmeal-y beige, but I actually quite like that because I think the colours that suit me tend to be not like a bright white. I definitely think more of a muted white is best for me. And I'm going to be pairing that with this kind of dark, almost indigo blue. I picked this darker blue because I just wanted it to pop against the white, and I thought, you know, it's my first colourwork project. I want people to be able to see all my hard work if it goes well. I'm just about to do my swatch, and I'm actually doing this swatch not just for the gauge, but I'm also going to use it as an opportunity to practice colourwork because I have never done it before. I want to see how it works, how you manage the yarns. I really want to try and do it two-handed. I know that's quite tricky, but I feel like maybe I could be able to do it. Weirdly, I sometimes draw with two hands. I don't think I'm ambidextrous, but I think there is a part of my brain that can kind of like do two hands at once. Like, I can do this thing. Okay, how do I hold it? Okay, how do I knit? Blue. I immediately feel like a complete beginner again because knitting continental is really difficult for me. Oh, my hand's gone all funny already. Well, I just did it. I just did it again. Okay, now I need to somehow do that with purling, which I don't even know why I'm doing this to myself because I don't even need to do this for the actual sweater. But I just really want to make like a really pretty swatch. The original Haze Sweater design has the main colour as the collar, but I decided to do the contrast colour for the collar. That was really hard to say. So that meant that I would have the blue colour on the collar, and then the main rest of the sweater is going to be white. I just wanted to have a fun play around with this, and to be honest, I always get things on my sweaters, like I always get things messy, so I decided that it would probably be safer to have a darker colour around the collar because there's just less chance of, you know, like makeup stains showing up and things like that. It definitely took me a little while to get used to the knitting with two hands, but after I've been doing it for quite a few rounds, I did start to get the hang of it, and my brain and my hands figured out how to do it, and my hands kind of relaxed a bit more and the cramping went away a bit, and I started to really enjoy it. I can't believe how quickly I did this. I think it pretty much just took me a weekend to do, which I find insane. It was just so addictive. I could not put it down. I've got about this much yarn left, which isn't loads, but I think it is enough to at least do something. I think now that I've gone blue of the collar, I need something on the arms and maybe not even the body. I think maybe just something on the arms, like a little bit of blue there, just to like balance it out, because otherwise it might just be a bit random, big bit of blue and then like nothing. So yeah, I just think I need to balance it out a bit. Anyway, it kind of feels like I'm designing a jumper, even though I'm just not really. So what I need to do now is, the pattern says it highly suggests to spray block this, because Obviously with colour work it does get a bit tight, so you just want to know what the final result will be once it's been blocked a little bit. And just side note, can we just admire the floats? I didn't want to spend loads of money on blocking mats, so I found these kids play mats on Amazon, and they've actually been working out really well. They're just a lot cheaper than normal blocking mats. I also didn't realise that I think maybe I pinned this in a weird way. I think you're supposed to pin it like in a circle at this point, whereas I just pinned it in half. Then I tried it on and I realised I needed to keep knitting quite a bit further down, a bit more than what it says in the pattern before I split for sleeves, because I think I'm just quite tall, so I just kept knitting in the round and adding the short rows in the back. We went to a wedding and I took this with me in the car, and I was trying to knit in the car but I ended up getting really car sick, so I had to stop. Then we also went on holiday to Devon and I did quite a bit of work on it on holiday, and it was so fun to just bring it with me and just knit in the mornings in the Airbnb. It's been a little while since I've updated you, and I have made quite good progress with this. I've split for the sleeves and I'm a decent way down the body now, and I'm almost about to run out of a ball of yarn, so I thought this would be a good time to switch to working on the sleeve, because I do want to do a little bit of fun colour work on the sleeves. I'm going to do that, and also I'm just getting that thing where I get a bit bored of doing the body, so that is also why I'm going on to the sleeves. In terms of the fit, obviously this is a circular yoke, so I have been a bit paranoid because I've been doing a lot of research and people say that it is kind of hard to make a circular yoke fit well, because, you know, our bodies aren't circular. So trying to fit your body into a circular shape doesn't always necessarily work. Obviously there are German short rows on the back, which has extended the back a little bit, which tips the whole thing forward and brings this front neckline down a little bit. So there is some shaping, it's not just a plain circle, but compared to other constructions, it can be a little bit tricky to make circular yokes fit well, as far as I could tell from my research. And then just in terms of the colour work, I'm quite happy with the tension. It's not completely flat, like there's definitely, in certain lights you can kind of see slight bunching around here. For my first colour work overall, I'm pretty happy with how it's looking, so that is my update for now. I'm going to finish this ball and then get started on the sleeves. To design the colour work for the sleeve, I've actually designed it myself, because I was going to just copy something from here and put it on the sleeves, which I could have done, but there's only a certain number of stitches on the sleeve, and so for it to be a repeating pattern in the round, it has to be a multiple of something, and for this it had to be a multiple of 4. And the part of the pattern that is 4 wasn't the bit that I really wanted to have. I think it was this bit here, and that wasn't really the bit that I wanted to have on the sleeves. So I was trying to figure out how to play around with it, and then I saw someone online had mentioned Stitch Fiddle, which is like a free website where you can just go in and kind of, it's almost like pixel art, you can just like design your own pattern. So I just had to play around and playing around with a few different ideas, and then eventually I just settled on this pattern that is kind of inspired by the yoke pattern, but it is a bit different, and I'm just gonna see how it goes. I honestly have no idea. Stitch Fiddle has this thing where you can like track each line and cross it off when you've done it, so you know where you are on your own pattern. It's so fun, and it seems to be working out so far. I finished, yay! I still need to weave in the ends and I still need to block it, so it's never actually finished, is it? It is a little bit small. I feel like this has happened every single time I've had a sweater, is it's been a bit small and then I've blocked it and then it's been perfect. So I'm really just holding on to that hope that that is the case here, because I think this is slightly smaller than most of the other sweaters I've done. But to be honest, like, it still technically fits. It's just not huge on me. It doesn't feel tight or anything. There's enough space under the underarms. It's just I would like the arms to be slightly longer and the body to be slightly longer. Now, I have made 2 mistakes on the arms. Can you tell what they are? I don't know whether to fix it or not, and it's not really a mistake seeing as I designed this, but if you can see, this line here, this colourwork line here, is longer on this one than it is on this one, and somehow I just knitted them differently, and I just don't think I was very closely following attention to, I wasn't paying enough attention to the chart that I'd written myself. But to be honest, I kind of like that they're slightly different. I might just leave it because only I would really notice, and it helps me know which arm is which. The other issue that I'm wondering if maybe I should fix is I actually accidentally forgot to switch needles down and size on this one, and I did it on this one. I don't know if you can actually tell, but they actually are like slightly different widths. Like, this one is a bit wider and the stitches are ever so slightly smaller on this one. So just 2 slight things, but honestly, like, who would notice that apart from me? So I think I'm just gonna leave it. I can't be bothered to redo it. Also, I wear my Apple Watch on this sleeve, so the fact that this sleeve is slightly bigger in a way is actually good, because it just means that when I've got my Apple Watch on, they feel the same level of tightness. So maybe I've just invented something. Overall, I'm so happy with it. It's really warm, like even just wearing it now, I'm feeling quite warm. This yarn is not the softest yarn, to be honest, but I seem to have quite a high tolerance for wool itchiness. It is not really bothering me too much. The other thing I've been experiencing with this yarn, which again is the Happy Sheep wool, is it's just really breakable. And when I was doing the Italian bind off, it actually broke in 2 twice, and I had to like spit splice and like felt it back together so I could continue doing the bind off. So that just made me really paranoid, and I was doing the bind off so carefully to try and avoid it breaking, and it was just kind of stressful. But it does look really nice. I mean, it is also cheap, so I guess there are 2 pros. I don't know if you can see, there's like a real fuzziness to it that normally you'd only get with like mohair, I feel, but this is kind of just fuzzy like naturally on its own. So that's quite interesting. So yeah, let's go block this and then we'll have the final result. Finally finished. I've weaved in the ends and I've blocked it, and I've been wearing this out and about for a few days now just to get a feel for it. It's definitely very warm, and because it's spring at the moment, I'm like, I don't think there's many more days I'm going to be able to wear this, but I've still just been like persisting and wearing it even though I'm like sweating, because this yarn is a bit itchy, so I am having to wear long sleeve tops underneath, which is fine for when it's cold, but obviously once it gets into spring and summer I probably won't be able to wear this as much, unfortunately. I feel like this is probably like the least dramatic blocking transformation I've done so far when I've been knitting. It has definitely, like, the arms are just at my wrist, so technically they're the perfect length. I just slightly like things a bit longer, so I'm wondering if I should block it again and just like see if I can get the arms to be a bit longer. But overall, I feel like this is a really good fit for like a classic leaf fitting jumper. Like, it's not oversized. I just think maybe for me, like, I don't know whether I should have just gone up a size or if it's the yarn, or I'm not really sure. It's not tight, I just really like an oversized fit. The 2 different size cuffs, to be honest, I'm not really noticing it that much, so I'm just gonna leave it. and it does mean that I have more space for my Apple Watch, so I don't really care. I've only been wearing this for a few days and it has already started to pill, so I really wouldn't recommend this yarn to anyone, to be honest. It's a bit itchy, it's already pilling, it's thick and thin, it's splitty. To be honest, it's one of the worst yarns I've ever used. I would not recommend it, but it, you know, it looks nice, so that is the saving grace, is it has this really nice halo. I'm really loving how the colour work is looking, and I'm so happy that I managed to add the little bits of colour at the sleeves. I think it just brings the whole thing together, and I feel like the whole thing kind of looks like it was supposed to be like this, even though I did add my own little twist on the collar, on the sleeves. And I'm still really happy with this jumper, that I'm going to be wearing this a lot. It feels really special. The design is not something you see people wearing every day, and I do really love it. I just kind of wish I picked a different yarn. So that's my only downside of this jumper. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you stuck around to the end, I really appreciate it. I'm loving hearing from you guys in the comments. Let me know what you're knitting at the moment, and I will see you in the next video.